I've seen it over and over. The people who struggle against sadness, those who seek the future, how they all carry on wishing for happiness. Human nature is why I chose chaos and to wear a mask.
Imagine becoming the kind of person who doesn't just play the game, but rewrites the rules entirely. A version of you that stops following, stops waiting, and starts leading with ruthless intent. No more wasted time, no more hesitating. Just cold, calculated moves toward a bigger purpose. Now picture what your life would look like if every single day you operated with that kind of focus. Not just dreaming of power, but building it. Where would you be 6 months from now? What would your impact look like 5 years from now? In this video, we're diving into the mindset of one of anime's most dangerous masterminds, Lelouch Britannia. This isn't about the power of his geas, it's about the mentality behind the mask. The strategic thinking, the emotional sacrifice, and the willingness to become the villain if it meant creating a better world. If you want to lead, to influence, and to shape your own future, then you need to understand how Lelouch thinks, because this isn't just a story, it's a blueprint. Use death ground to succeed. Lelouch Britannia understood something most people never learn: comfort kills conviction. When his army began to doubt him and their morale started to slip, he didn't coddle them or beg for their trust. He backed them into a corner. He placed them on high ground, completely surrounded by enemy forces, where the only way out was forward. No escape, no reinforcements, just the harsh reality: win or die. And something wild happened. They fought harder than they ever had before. Because when survival is on the line, the mind stops making excuses. This is what's known as death ground, a place where retreat is impossible, and the only choice is action. Sun Tzu wrote about it centuries ago, and it still applies today. But instead of burning ships like Cortez did, imagine this: a broke kid with no backup plan, who drops out of college and invests everything he has into a single shot. No family support, no side hustle, just him and the goal. That pressure? That's death ground, and it changes you. See, people procrastinate not because they're lazy, but because they always leave themselves an out, a soft pillow to fall back on. But when you cut off the safety net, when you make the stakes real, you evolve. You start showing up with urgency. You stop overthinking. You stop playing small. That's why some of your best work has come under pressure, because your brain finally had a reason to go all in. So no, you don't need to risk your life, but you do need to start creating moments where there's no option but growth. Force yourself into uncomfortable situations. Raise the stakes. Set real deadlines. Put your name on the line. Because sometimes the only way to find out who you are is to remove every option except becoming your best self. Create gain from loss. Lelouch Britannia is a master of flipping the script. He doesn't just react to loss, he uses it. He looks for the cracks in chaos, the silence after failure, and slides into the space with a plan already loaded. In the very first episode, when the rebel team was fumbling their mission and facing certain defeat, Lelouch didn't just offer help. He became the only way out. They didn't follow him because he begged. They followed him because they had no other option. That's power. That's control. That's how you create gain from loss. He didn't bring them hope. He became hope because everything else had collapsed. And that's the move. Let others crumble, then show up with the solution. From taking over leadership mid-defeat to turning his fake brother's false memories into loyalty, Lelouch doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He creates opportunity in the mess. Just like a clever salesperson who fakes a limited-time offer to trigger urgency, Lelouch manufactures the illusion of now or never. He knows people don't act when they're comfortable, they act when they're cornered. And when they're cornered, the one who offers direction becomes the one they follow. So if you're dealing with chaos, with loss, with failure, don't retreat. Step into the wreckage. Be the only one willing to lead when everyone else is breaking. Because when hope is dead, the one who looks like a way out becomes the king by default. Think from the bird's eye view. When everything feels like it's falling apart, most people panic. They zoom in, get emotional, and start making sloppy decisions. But Lelouch Britannia does the opposite. He pulls back. He observes the board like a chess master, not one of the pieces. That's what separates him from everyone else. He doesn't just react, he calculates. When the Black Knights are scrambling during battle, Lelouch isn't screaming orders in fear. He's cool, silent, processing the entire battlefield from a mental bird's eye view. That's how he consistently turns losing positions into flawless victories. And here's where it gets real for you. You can train this skill in everyday life. Next time you're overwhelmed, whether you're failing a test, getting ghosted, or watching your business flop, pause, detach, picture yourself from above. What does your situation actually look like? What would a third person say about your behavior right now? Sometimes that perspective alone is enough to snap you out of emotional blindness. In business, this skill is the reason top CEOs don't crumble under pressure. They look at the market like generals, not just from their desk, but from the sky. They study customer behavior, employee reactions, and timing all at once. And in school, same thing. When everyone else is drowning in stress, you're the one calmly identifying patterns and adjusting your strategy, because you're not just in the system, you're watching it. That's what gives you the edge. The truth is, the ones who win aren't always the smartest or strongest. They're the ones who can step outside the noise and make decisions like they've already seen the outcome. So next time you're lost, stop, float above it, look down, think like Lelouch, and make your next move from clarity, not chaos. Environmental control. Lelouch's Britannia never fights fair, because fair fights are for people who can afford to lose. He understands that power isn't just about strength, it's about setting the stage. Whether it's pretending to still have amnesia after regaining his memory or faking weakness to lower suspicion, Lelouch controls the game by controlling how others see him. That's the art of environmental control, both physically and psychologically. It's not just about where the battle takes place, but how you show up in it. During the fight with Cornelia, he didn't rush in. He claimed the high ground, surveyed the terrain, and lured her forces into a trap. One move and the battlefield collapsed beneath them. That's not luck, that's preparation. And it works in real life too. Ever wonder why interviews feel different when you're in their office versus neutral ground? Because whoever controls the setting controls the energy. In business, negotiations held in your space give you the upper hand. In arguments, whoever keeps their cool holds the high ground. In social dynamics, playing the fool can be a strategy that hides the genius underneath. People underestimate you, and that's exactly what you want. Lelouch uses this tactic repeatedly, pretending to be harmless, irrelevant, or distracted, until the moment he strikes. You don't have to be a genius to use this in your own life. Before any important move, test, meeting, pitch, or conversation, ask yourself, where is this happening? Who's comfortable here? What can I change about how I present myself to gain the edge? The best generals don't just fight, they pick the terrain, the time, and the terms. Be one of them. Fight only where you have the advantage. And if you don't have it, create it. For example, you wouldn't join a funeral wearing bright clothes. No, you would follow the theme, because the environment has already been set, so choose the best space that will benefit you. Everything you just heard isn't just about Lelouch Britannia, it's about you. His mindset, his strategies, his willingness to bend perception, control the field, and turn loss into leverage. These are more than just anime tactics. They're tools you can use in your real life, whether you're grinding in school, building something from scratch, or figuring out how to rise above the chaos around you. You don't need to be a genius or a born leader. You just need to be willing to see the game for what it is, and then play it better than anyone else. Start controlling your environment. Start stepping back to observe from the bird's eye view. Stop fighting every battle, and instead, choose the ones that actually move you closer to your goal. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be strategic. Because the world doesn't reward those who try the hardest. It rewards those who think the smartest. So if you took value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and please go follow me on Instagram. My goal is to hit 60,000 followers this year, and with your support, I know we'll make it happen. As always, remember, I love you, and I'm praying for your success. Until next time, stay frosty.